I kind of have a second talk of the table here. It is Oprah Winfrey's latest selection for her book club. She is making the announcement only on CBS Mornings. Take a listen.
CBS Mornings team, everybody, I'm so excited to present my next book club selection from the Pulitzer Award-winning Richard Powers, his latest book, Bewilderment.
And it is good, people. The book tells the story of a widowed father, Theo, and his son, Robin, who faces behavioral issues. Neurodivergent is the word for it. It also describes a planet in peril and Robin's particular link to it. He's a very interesting kid. Richard Powers, also interesting author, won the Pulitzer Prize for his 2018 novel Overstory. And we had the opportunity to sit down with Oprah and the author to discuss the inspiration for this latest novel and also, bigger picture, our connections to this planet and beyond. So you've won a Pulitzer Prize, a National Book Award, a MacArthur Genius Grant, but now you can add to that list that you're an Oprah Book Club selection. I think that's some sort of literary EGOT.
Well, I certainly put this thrill alongside the greatest ones of my career, and I've been writing for 40 years.
The book tells the story of a young boy named Robin, an exceptional and exceptionally charming young man. Tell me when that character spoke to you.
I had started this book with a different cast of characters in mind, and I was toying with a sort of tone and approach that just wasn't working for me. And when I get stymied, when I hit the wall, what I like to do more than anything else is to walk. And I was maybe 3 or 4 miles down one of my favorite trails in the park, and I had this odd sensation that there was a weight on my shoulders, and I thought there's a little boy sitting on my back, like I often see on the trails with fathers carrying their kids after their kids can't take another step. I imagined this boy kind of clambering down and walking alongside me on the trail, and I thought, who is this guy? And it wasn't until I was heading back up the trail to the trailhead that I realized that's who my story's about.
That's why writers are my rock stars. I always love hearing the story. That's why I'm so glad you asked that question, Tony, of how this came to be, of how the visitation or the vision or how these characters show up in their lives.
The book is kind of an indictment of us here on planet Earth, that we've lost our empathy and we need it rebuilt somehow.
So the book is dark, but it's also, I think, an exploration of just how lucky and rich this world still is. And it's trying to tell a story about how we might find our way back to it.
Yeah, I think the way we find our way back to it is contained in something that little Robin says in the book, which is that everyone is in everyone.
Ultimately, one of the reasons why I love the book so much is because it does exactly that. Lets us see how separated we are and allows us to think, Tony, about how do we start to get back to ourselves and to each other.
So the book touches on something called the Fermi Paradox, which is, simply put, the question, if life is out there in the universe, where is it? Why haven't we been visited? And it makes me want to ask you the question, are we alone?
I would say that we certainly aren't alone. I don't think we're ever going to get a signal anytime soon from anything that looks or sounds or would be understandable to us. But I think life fills the universe. I think the universe wants life. But meanwhile, as I hike around the Smokies, all my reading and thinking about life out there has made me realize that there is alien life, and it's all over, and we just have to stand still and be present to it.
I believe that there's life everywhere, and just because we cannot articulate it for ourselves and relate to it in the way that we see things. But more importantly, I think, one of the things that this book and Overstory certainly did was change the way I live on the planet. And I see the life around me differently and experience it differently. That which would have been alien to me, or that which would have been like, oh, that's just nature or whatever, I now see that as a part of the life that is all of us.
And the earth is still fierce and powerful and full. You know, this world is a lucky place.
I agree completely. In fact, I'm going to go for a hike. I'll see you guys later. Oprah, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Richard, good luck getting home, okay? See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book is Bewilderment. It's on sale wherever you like to buy your books. It will change the way you view nature, and it will make you want to go on a hike. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what Oprah says. Listen, she has always been very in tune and very much in love with nature, but she said this made her see things at a totally different level that even she hadn't paid attention to before. And as I said, she's very plugged in and very tuned.
And by the way, Richard Powers mentioned the Smokies. He's talking about the Great Smoky Mountains. That's where the book is set. It's also where he lives. He calls it the most beautiful place on earth.
And wasn't it something just to get him to come down for the interview?
Yeah, he lives way up there. No internet service like we needed, so he had to go somewhere special for it. So we thank him for it.
How much of a disconnect there is until we are still and we just sit and experience what nature really provides for us.
Yeah, all of us should take a minute and be still.
Yeah, no doubt about it.